G'day, my name's Damned. Welcome to another MoreCore tutorial video. In today's video we're going to look at races and classes and how to set up your own races and classes in MoreCore. First thing you'll need to do is go into the library and activate the races and classes campaign tools by selecting them and clicking on the checkboxes. You will see the races and classes tools on the right hand side in the main menu. We're going to do a race first, so click on the races campaign tool, right click and create a new blank race. We're going to do a dwarf, and I'm using the basic fantasy RPG game system, and I'm copying and pasting data from that system. So I find the PDF and I'm going to copy the description for dwarf straight into the description field. I'm going to do a little bit of basic formatting, and there's different ways you can do that. You can do bold, underline, put tables in, you can put headings in, you can put links to other items in here. For the moment we're just really going to put some headings in here, and then we're going to move down to the next section. In the next section you get to specify the attributes, bonuses, penalties, anything that is important for the player to know about their character, things that are game mechanics rather than just fluff or description. So see that dwarves have dark vision, they also can detect subterranean changes while they're in a dungeon type environment, and they have bonuses to saving throws versus particular types of magic. So we're going to put those in, and we're going to tick the little checkbox next to each of the options that we fill out, and that will tell the system to use those when the class is applied. Once that's done, we're going to close the dwarf, close the race tool, and we're going to open up the class tool. The class tool starts off very similar to the race tool, but class varies in most systems in that you can apply new benefits to your class every time you level up. Whereas a race, you typically get your modifiers or your racial bonuses at the start of the system only, at the start of the campaign only, when you're creating your character. So first we're going to put in a description, and you can also apply similar formatting to that. Then we're going to click on the abilities tab, and we're going to add a couple of blank entries, and you can see there they are class features by level, and it shows the level and the experience required for the next level. So we're going to enter those in. So for a cleric, level 1, to get to level 2 you need 1500 XP, you get 1d6 hit points. I'm going to tick the little checkbox. You also get spells. Typically at most levels a cleric will get spells, however at first level in basic fantasy the cleric doesn't get any spells. A little bit ripped off, I know. You're going to go do the turn undead settings, and there's going to be some license required by the person entering the data here, exactly how you want this data to be formatted, and you'll see as you watch the video that I change exactly how I put this in several times. I'm trying to work out the best way to present the data, and after using it for a little bit I might even end up going back and changing it and tweaking it a little bit further. A little bit of turn undead. Going to add in the attack bonus. This system you roll a d20 plus any modifiers, and you compare it to the target's armor class, and if you roll above the armor class you hit. So a fighter will get attack bonuses at a much faster rate, and a magic user will get them at a much slower rate, and clerics and thieves advance at a sort of medium rate. So you can see that we've got health, option 1, option 2, option 3 are filled, and as we go up levels those stats will change. The turn undead will get changed at every level, the attack bonus I think at every other level, and the spells, a spell or more than one spell will be gained at each level, and of course the hit points and the experience. So once you enter those in, we're going to enter all the data in for 5 levels, and then we're going to see what it looks like when we add it to the character sheet. So now we create a blank character, and we're going to call this Toon Garvin the Wise. He's going to be a Dwarven Cleric. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add his race in. So we go to the Notes tab, we open up our race tool, and we'd normally have all of our other race options in there as well. And you drag Dwarf into the race field, and you can see that a bunch of information is output to the chat window, and it's also put into the advancement log, which is also on the Notes tab. And we can see there all the data fields that you filled in the various options for the race get added into that field. Next we're going to add a level of cleric, and a similar process happens. Although there's a tiny little bit of extra automation here in that the XP required for the next level is automatically filled out when you drag and drop this in. The rest of the information, similar to race, is just output to both the chat and to the advancement log, so you can see what sort of things you should have gotten at each level. And if we add a second level of cleric, you'll see slightly different information, because this time at level 2 the Dwarven Cleric actually gains a cleric spell. If you want to add more automation into this, where say the attack bonuses are automatically adjusted on the character sheet, the saving throws are automatically adjusted on the character sheet, the spell casters known spells or spell levels are automatically added to the character sheet. If you take a look at the Low Fantasy Gaming extension for MoreCore, and that has a lot more advanced class leveling up, but it was written specifically for that system. So this system that we put into MoreCore doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but allows you to very easily input your data into MoreCore, so you can get your game up and running quite easily. And it will, by reporting the information to the advancement log into the chat window, it makes it much easier for the player to know exactly what they need to do to level the character up. Let me know how you go with it. Let me know what sort of systems you are playing off, and love to see anything that you create on MoreCore. I'd love you to share your character sheets, share your extensions, share your themes. If you create something that's shareable, it would be really good to make that available on the forums to help other people get going playing your favourite game system on Fantasy Grounds. Thanks.